Everything in the UK is not public funds. As someone on a tier 2 or tier 4 visa, there are things you can access in the UK free of charge that are not public funds. But I know so many people are now scared of accessing anything because they feel it is public funds and it will affect my visa or affect my permit to stay in the UK. Well, in this video, I'll tell you guys the things that are public funds and the things that are not public funds, just so that you can, access some of these free things, because sometimes I wolf not the purge belle. Hey guys, my name is Chinemerem and welcome back to my channel. Please kindly hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Let me tell you, in this country, there are sometimes you need to access some things free of charge. I'm telling you, some free things in this country will make you so happy, while some things that are free, you shouldn't touch them at all. Sometimes free things they purge below. I know you must have heard that some people's indefinite leave to remain in the UK applications were refused, rejected, revoked because they accessed public funds when they were on a tier 2 or tier 4 or any visa category at all. Normally, and someone on a tier 2, tier 1, tier 4, any tier visa at all is not allowed access to public funds. The only people that are allowed access to public funds are those that have indefinite leave to remain or British citizens. I'm going to mention public funds to you guys, and then I'll tell you guys things that are not public funds, and you should definitely try and access them because they are really, really beautiful. So the first thing that is public funds and you should not access it at all is income-based job seekers allowance. This is purely public funds and you should not even go for it at all. Income support as well is public fund. Please try not to go for it. Child tax credit is public funds. Please desist from this one as well. Universal credit is public funds. Working tax credit is public funds. A social fund payment, child benefit is public funds. Well, for this one, there are some, don't worry, when I get to the other side, I'll also tell you some things about this child benefit. But child benefit, it's public funds. Normally they pay kids in this country, I think weekly or monthly. If you are on any visa category at all, please, your child should not be paid any of this because it will affect your application in future. Although in most cases they won't even allow you, they won't even pay you that money. Once you apply, they'll be like, no, we are not giving it to you. But in case they apply and they accept to give it to you, please don't collect though, because it is public fund. I know it is enticing, especially for immigrants that really want money. Please don't access this, because as enticing as it is and as beautiful as it is, it may lead you to troubles. You can only access this if you have indefinite leave to remain or if you are a British citizen. Agreed? Agreed. When I get to the ones you can access, I will also tell you the kind of child benefit you can access. Housing benefit is public funds. Council tax benefit is public funds. Domestic rate relief in Northern Ireland is public funds. State pension credit is public funds. Attendance allowance, severe disablement allowance, personal independence payment is public funds. Carers allowance is public funds. Disability living allowance, an allocation of local authority housing, local authority homelessness assistance is public funds. But when I get to the things you can access, I will also touch on this homelessness assistance at all. But these things are public funds. Sure Start Maternity Grant is public funds. Please do not access this as an international student, as someone on a tier 2, tier 4, any tier visa at all. Please do not access Sure Start Maternity Grant. I know some people are aware that you can access some maternity pay, whether you are on a visa or you are a British citizen. Yes, but Sure Start one is public funds. Please don't access it. So these are things you should not access as someone on a visa in the UK. These are public funds, and on your BRP, it would normally say no recourse to public funds. So it just means you don't have access to public funds. You cannot access these free things their citizens access, which is normal. But just be patient, okay? When you get your indefinite leave to remain, you have access to all of this. You can apply for them and they would give it to you normally. But if you are on a visa, please desist from them. You should not be accessing them at all. Now, like I said earlier, some people are now very scared to access so many things. Even when they're being fed these things, they are very scared. They're like, I don't want it because it may just be public funds. Some things are not public funds. Some things are really free of charge for you if you are in the UK legally. Now, one of the things that are not public funds that you can access in the UK is your statutory maternity pay. Statutory maternity pay is not public funds, and you can access this whether you are on a tier 4 visa or tier 2 visa or any visa at all. you can access this. However, you need to qualify for it as well. You need to be working for like at least 25 weeks, or you should be earning around 100 and something pounds a week. Some people be like, I don't want it though. My dear, you need it. It is very important. Me, I got it when I had my babies and it was so helpful. So I'm telling you with my full chest that it is really helpful. You need it. So you can access it if you qualify for it. And for this, they will pay you for a period of 9 months after you've had your baby. And they pay you depending on how your agreement with them is. If you are working for somebody, the employer may pay you as usual. But if the government is paying you, they may pay you weekly or monthly, depending on what you agree with them. You would normally decide how you want to be paid, and they will pay you like that. Statutory maternity pay is not public funds. You can access that, but Sure Start maternity grant is public funds. Please don't access this. They are both maternity pay, but one of them is not for you if you are on a visa, and that is Sure Start maternity grant. The next benefit or fund you can access is Statutory Sickness Pay. Of course, if you are working and you fall sick or you call in sick at work, you should normally get paid Statutory Sickness Pay. That's what it is called. Your employer should always pay you this, and it's not public funds. It is free of charge for you. Another one is there is this recent government plan to reduce and to pay households for gas, electricity, and all. Please, people are like, I'm not getting that because it is public funds. Please, it is not public funds. So if they give you back this money, please accept it. It is not public funds. It is for you and for your household towards your gas payment. There is also this child support for children in school to support families with childcare in terms of feeding. Please, you can access that as well. It is not public funds. However, if your council contacts you for this, please let them know that you don't have access to public funds and you can't accept public funds. Most times the council will be like, yes, this is not public funds, although it is not public funds. I would advise you to contact them via email so you have a record of your discussion with them. So yes, that money is free of charge. It is just for you and for your child to support you towards feeding for the children. Retirement pension is also not public funds, but I think that before you get to retirement age in the UK, you must have gotten your ILR or citizenship. So this one is just part of, part of it. There is also incapacity benefit and guidance allowance, and these are not public funds, but please, if you want to access something like this, please kindly check and see there are no clauses attached to them, or if there are clauses attached to them, make sure you are meeting up with the requirements of those clauses before accessing them. If not, please keep yourself to yourself. Now, for the house one, I said I was going to talk about the house one. If social services help you with accommodation because you've got kids, maybe they're giving you 2 nights, 1 night off the street just for you to get something for yourself, it is not public funds. But also, please check with them. Whenever I say anything, I'm always telling you, please cross-check it. But I'm telling you what I know, but it is also very good for you to cross-check it on your own part. So if social services find you on the streets and they see you with a child, if you are just an adult and you are on the street, they may not listen to you. But if they see you sleeping on the streets with a child or with children, they may offer you a place to lay your head. Just for the kids, not because of you. So they are very particular about kids, not leaving them outside, stuff like that. So if they actually help you because of your children, then it is not public funds. You can stay in that accommodation depending on how long they are giving you to get your own house or to get a place for yourself. I know I mentioned housing benefits as public funds, but that one is quite different from when social services help you with accommodation just for your kids. This is not classified as public funds. So yes, you can go to that accommodation just for the sake of your kids, and you should make arrangements to move immediately. Your kids going to school free of charge is not public funds. For every child in the UK has legal rights to start school in the UK. So long as they are of age, whether you are on a visa or you are a citizen, it doesn't matter. Your child is eligible to start schooling in the UK. Up until university level, they can do this free of charge. When they get to university level, you can decide whether you want to get a loan and train them in school, or you want to pay for their tuition fee. It depends on you. But from 4 years or 3 years to about 18 years, they go to school free of charge, and it is not public funds. So please send your kids to school and pay nothing. But there are some private schools anyway. If you're sending your child to private school, you have to pay for it. But if it is a state-funded school, then it is free of charge. If they are of the age of free school meal, they will get free school meals in school, and it is not public funds as well. it's free of charge. Your child can eat if you want them to eat in school, and if you want to pack lunch for them to go to school as well, it's not a problem. You can pack lunch for them to take to school. Also, any benefit that is based on your national insurance contributions is not public funds. Yeah. Also, if you see anything at all and you feel people are getting it free of charge, please kindly ensure that it is not public funds. If you want to contact them and tell them you are not eligible to access public funds, please do that via email, so you have your own conversation with them, just in case in the future it backfires. You can get your email confirmation with them saying that you actually sent them this email that you are not eligible to access public funds, but they gave it to you. That means you were not at fault, or you didn't access it illegally. In that case, they may ask you to pay back. They may just give you a way of paying back, and you pay back what you assessed, and it won't affect your applications in future. But if they find out that you assessed it illegally, you were aware that you are not allowed to take public funds, and you went ahead to assess it, it may affect your applications in future. So the main thing is, if you are seeing anything and you feel this is free, I should access it, please kindly confirm, consult them and tell them, see, I don't have access to public funds, am I allowed to access this? And I would advise, don't call them on phone, send emails, send follow-up emails, and ask them, can I access this? And if they say yes, then they should reply you and they'll say yes or no. If they say yes, they can go ahead and access it, but make sure you have your email as your conversation proof, just in case anything happens in future. Now, you guys, I hope you stop being scared of everything and start accessing some things that you are legally allowed to access, even though you are on a visa. I know people that are pregnant and they have access to get this statutory maternity pay, but they are not willing to access it because they feel it is public funds. Please, statutory maternity pay is not public funds, but short start maternity grant is public funds. Don't go for that. Go for your statutory maternity pay or maternity allowance. Now that's that about this video. I hope it helps. Until I see you again in the next video, please don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to my channel. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.